Alright, so we have a dryer here, Whirlpool, and the problem with this dryer, it is not starting. And if you check your door switch, okay, if that's good. Now when you check your door switch, it should click when you press it. Usually it's good. And if you come back here and you test this guy, the white one, and he's good, then you need to move on up back. So we're going to open the timer up and I'll show you what to look for, and sometimes you can even repair your own timer. Alright, so here we are again. This is inside. That's another place where you could actually get continuity. Turning the timer. And nothing is coming through. So we're going to remove this timer. Now all you have is one quarter screw and one there, and the thing comes out. You do have to remove the cover, and it comes right on out. And it's out. All right, so we're gonna open her up. All right, so we're gonna open her up. Now this part is the timer motor, okay? And when you open it up, you wanna open it facing down. And just pay attention to how you take it off. Okay. Now, what I like to do when I open these, it makes reassemble a lot better. If you have a marker or something, just put a mark on one corner so that you know where it's going, right there. And you can't mess it up, but it makes it a lot quicker, and you know where everything's gonna go. So mark and mark, whatever. And sometimes they used to have a ring around this, and it was very difficult to get it off. You'd have to actually remove the ring, like a split ring. So this piece comes up, just be gentle, and it comes off. Get you a little closer here. Alright, I'm not sure if you guys can see good. Probably need more light. There we go. Alright. So, these contacts, they get stuck together and they don't do anything, or they get burnt, and when they are like that, they stop responding. So I'm trying to get a good, yeah, so they get stuck, and I want to see if these are stuck together. And if you look, you see it's stuck. They're not supposed to be stuck together. See that? Can't even break the bond, it's so tight. So we have to break that bond. And here we go. There you go. Okay. And so this, they touch each other, and this at certain point does come in contact with it, but it should not always be sitting on it. So we're gonna get some sandpaper, and we're gonna sand between the two. Make sure. Now when it moves, depends on the setting. Sometimes they touch, sometimes they don't. So just go through, make sure that they're all not touching or able to touch. And that's pretty much it. And we should get this thing rolling in a minute. You're gonna get some sandpaper and just get in between. Sometimes if you don't even have sandpaper, you're probably gonna be okay, but you do wanna get rid of the carbon buildup that's between the contact points, and that should increase the contact surface for electricity to pass through it. All right, and then we're gonna put it back together, plug it in, and we should be good. All right, so we're gonna get some sandpaper, and you wanna get in between. You might have to get a screwdriver and pry it apart. You don't want to push too hard. You just want it to be just wide enough to get the sandpaper on both sides. And then you can actually close it back with it in there, and you can sand it. Nothing too crazy, just enough to clean the carbon. And I should be planning. All right, so we're gonna put it back together. The mark we had right there. Okay, you could pretty much put this thing back blindly together, and there, so you know for a fact, you just slide her back like that. Okay. That's it. And then your motor, it goes one way, so you really can't mess it up. But this big wheel, the larger gears, they go down and it's deeper. So, and a little rule of thumb is don't force it. It should sit nice and flush. If you have to force it, then you didn't get it in there. And then just tighten it down. All right, so that's done. Now we're gonna put this back on, and you should see her running. Here we go. It's up to you if you want to put the wires on first, or you want to put the timer on. Doesn't really matter, providing you get them on. They only go one way. You really can't mess it up. And by the way, these are also numbered on the timer, just in case. And if you wanted to try, let me show you. It'd be super, super awkward to see. You can't mess it up. So, just like that. Timer motor. And then you have this single wire. Now, insert it drill. All right, we're gonna plug back in. Everything looks good. All right. Alright guys, here's the other test after the timer is repaired. You can see we're getting signal as we weren't getting signal before. So, and that's how you diagnose a timer that is not getting a signal and the dryer will not be starting. So now I'm going to turn the timer off. And it's off. Turning it back on. Alright guys, so we're checking the timer. We want to make sure we're getting 240 volts. So we're going to be pressing the start.